Speaking of TV shows, anyone else obsessed with the off-campus show that just dropped? It's consumed my every waking thought. Hello everyone, it's Friday morning and I just finished my first 5-star read of the entire year. Into the Blue took the title as my first 5-star read of the year, and I'm not mad about it. I've seen this book everywhere, on Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. I finally decided to pick the book up about 6 days ago, and I've been working through it over the past few days. For those who don't know, Into the Blue follows two characters named AJ and Noah. We meet them when they're younger. AJ is in her senior year of high school, or going into it, and Noah is, I think, about 2 years out of high school when you first meet them. They unfortunately lose touch when they're younger, and it's a devastating loss for both parties. A few years down the road, they reconnect, and most of the story is focused on the two drifting apart, reconnecting, getting pulled back into each other's orbit, and it's really beautiful, honestly. This was my first book by Emma Brody, and I think her writing was phenomenal. It was engaging, it was beautiful, it was emotional, and I felt like it just engulfed me in the story. I think the most prominent topics touched in Into the Blue were topics like love, grief, and personal agency versus the idea of fate. I think my favorite part of the book was kind of how realistic it was on the topic of love. I find a lot of romance books portray the idea of love as this all-powerful thing that just overcomes everything, which isn't true. Love doesn't conquer all if you think about it realistically. That's just how life is. Life isn't fair, and you kind of just have to deal with the cards that life deals you. And it's unfortunate, but that's just kind of the case. Love doesn't fix all of the problems you get in life, and I really appreciated that in Into the Blue. That being said, love being handled in a realistic sense made for a devastating book. Was it devastating? Absolutely, but I appreciated it. I did, and I think that's why I loved it so much. I know this book has probably been shoved in your face a bunch of times since it's come out, but I too am going to recommend this book, and if you haven't picked it up, pick it up. I implore you, please. I know I've seen a bunch of people say that it has a bit of a slow start, or things get dragged out a little bit in some scenes. I personally didn't have a problem with that. I was hooked pretty much from the beginning. As a little PSA, some people note that it's on the slower side in the beginning. With Into the Blue covered now, I'm starting a new book. Who would have thought? It's almost like I read 24/7. I was planning on starting City of Bones, but I'm having to move this back a slot on my TBR because I forgot. I promised someone on my Bookstagram I would start Every Summer After. So we're gonna read this now. It's 300 pages, so that's not too bad. I'm also thinking this will be a great refresher after the pain, absolute pain, that Into the Blue caused me. I'm gonna say that, and then this is gonna also rip my heart out. That's a problem for future Kaylin. That's pretty much the plan today. We're gonna start Every Summer After, read through a bit of it. We're gonna start reading. update for Every Summer After. I've been reading through it for the past, I think, 2 days, and I'm really liking it. I was a bit concerned going into this book because I've seen mixed reviews about it everywhere. People seem to either really enjoy it or really not like it. I haven't seen an in-between. That's another reason I waited so long to pick it up, because I was like, oh, I don't know if I'll like it. I had to sit the book down like 2 chapters in because I was like, oh, I need to be at a lake right now, but I don't live near a lake, unfortunately. Her descriptions are wonderful, and they do a really good job at transporting the reader into the story, and I think that's why it caused me to just want to be at a beach or a lake, because you feel the vibes in the book. I also love Sam. Dare I say, one of my favorite book male main characters. Dare I say that? I don't know if I dare, but I might. Another thing about this book that I'm really enjoying is how relatable it is for me. The main character, Percy, she loves to write, and she majored in English, and English is one of my majors in university, and I relate to her so much. If I'm Percy, though, I need my Sam. Where's he at? Right now I'm at chapter 16, which is a flashback to the past, but the previous chapters, chapter 15, left off on a cliffhanger, and I'm about to find out why Percy did what she did and ruined the friendship or relationship going on between her and Sam. I'm scared, but simultaneously, I need to know what happened. If it's a dumb reason, though, I'm gonna be so mad. My theory, she hooked up with Charlie, Sam's brother. That's what I've been theorizing. And I'm like, please don't let it be she messed up and hooked up with Charlie. I guess I'll have to find out. This much in the middle, that much is how much I have left. I can finish this today. Plan. I'm gonna try to finish this. I might also go out and about to a couple places. I'm wanting to go to a game store, maybe a bookstore. I don't know though, but that's the plan. Reading and game store. Okay, let's ignore the state of my hair at the moment. I was at the pool and it's very frizzy right now. Just throwing that out there. I'm here to report I finished Every Summer After. I believe earlier in the video, I shared a theory I had where Percy is gonna hook up with Charlie. Do I have an IQ of 200 or what? That was the one thing I didn't want to happen, and it happened. It's okay. I'll recover. I have to recover. I have more books to read. Overall, I really enjoyed the book. I'd probably rate it a 3.5 or 4 stars. Maybe go in the middle at 3.75. Not a bad rating on my scale for stars. What probably knocked off stars in my rating was 1, the ending. I don't know. It was too fast for me. Things got wrapped up in a neat box with a pretty little bow on top too easily. I get Sam had the 12 years to let what Percy did fully sink in. And I get Percy had those years to kind of sit in her guilt and feel apologetic. But I feel like a 30-minute conversation after going all that time, not saying a single thing to each other or seeing each other once, I just feel like getting back into the relationship was too fast. And I think that's where the ending is a bit rocky with me. And number two, I really don't like when authors have the main female characters hook up with the main guy character's brother, aka in this instance, Percy and Charlie. It's just not my vibe. It makes me so mad. Maybe that's what they're going for, in which case they're doing a great job, but I just can't do it. It's my feelings on Every Summer After. I really enjoyed it. Reading this currently, when it is summer, it was the move. It was the move, honestly. I think it just made my summer, and I need to pick up more of Carly Fortune's books so I can get more of the summer vibes. With 2 books having fully been read, and my thoughts on both of them having been shared, I think I'm gonna wrap the video up. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.